Yo, 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 yo. What's going on with everybody, man? You tuning in on pod. I appreciate y'all for tuning in and listening. You tuning in here with me right now, live on YouTube. I'm on YouTube. That's cool too. I appreciate y'all for tuning in and listening and rocking with me. Now, we all know that the NCAA is trying to get rid of the walk-ons. And in my opinion, and I'm gonna try to make this quick and sweet so I can get over to my Pittsburgh Steelers. I think they're just trying to do that to try to slow down with the transfer portal. To try to slow down the transfer portal by limiting some of the scholarships down and moving it down. Now, when you take walk-ons away, you're also saying that as a coach, you better be sure that you want to get rid of this player to try to get another player that they're going to be sure that they're there because once you only got a certain amount of spots on that team, you know. And as a player, you better be sure that you have another team to go to because if you don't have another team to go to, you could be in trouble. You could be in trouble because you may not be not going to be any more Carmani McLean's going to University of Florida, getting that money, get that bag like that as a walk on. That's not going to happen. This is a loophole. Of course, they'll find loopholes everywhere up until they start bringing them on as employees and collective bargaining comes in and contracts come in. Now, I believe contracts will come in. I believe strongly by the year 2029, 5 years from now, contracts will be in college football. 1.4 billion total salary caps will be in the NFL. I think that's the way it's headed. It's a no-brainer almost. And some people believe JUCO football would die. I think that JUCO and Division two football then turns into what the NCAA used to be. If that makes sense, if that makes sense to anybody, I believe that's what it is. Um, and if that makes sense to you, because they don't have the NIL funding and some of these division, even in some Division one AA schools, they don't have like the funding for NIL and collectives and all of that, and they're really out there playing for the heart. And a lot of these players who are 3 stars who are getting stuck in the portal, they're gonna have to go to Division two schools to continue with their college careers. And if you want a authentic, and if you're an athlete, you know, and you want an authentic college experience, is that still going to be available at the big colleges, or you might have to go to a Division two school? So I think that it's moving up. Like now, what is the NCAA? It just always has been semi-professional football, but now semi-professional collegiate level, and then Division two turns into college football, so forth and so on, right? Pretty so as time goes on, we get better, and I hope that it moves in that way and that it just doesn't kill the sport, but I don't think it will. I think that this will give those Division two schools a chance to now be thrusted into the spotlight, put some spotlight on some of the HBCUs, if you will, MEAC, SWAC, um, and some of these Division two schools. It's a lot of the FCS schools out there that are good, North Dakota State, South Dakota State, um, and so forth and so on. Like I said, hopefully that this is the direction that we're moving in. Now, moving on to the Pittsburgh Steelers. A lot of people have been wondering what's going on in the Pittsburgh Steelers, the the state of the Pittsburgh Steelers. What's going on in Pittsburgh? You know what I mean? Under Omar Khan and Mike Tomlin, Arthur Smith, Terrell Austin. Like, what's going on with these guys? Are these guys really going to make get it done this year? Or the, so first of all, if you want to start with just okay, Terrell Austin, our defensive coordinator. Do you think our defense? A lot of people say that. Some people said we needed linebacker. Some people said we needed corners. Now we got the both. We adjusted both. Did we not? Dante Jackson, cornerback from the Carolina Panthers, safety Deshaun Elliott from the Miami Dolphins, linebacker Patrick Queen from our division rival, the Baltimore Ravens. Did we not address that? And like I was telling everybody, we got to give Joey Porter Jr. a chance. Give him a second. We have a lot of young guys. Kellen Barnes. I'm telling you from Baylor. I'm telling you, he's going to. If he, I'm hoping he jumps up on our depth chart. You might not know about him right now, but I'm hoping he jumps up on our depth chart from Baylor, because if Kalen Barnes jumps up on our depth chart, I'm telling you, he is a wrecking ball at corner. He's tough. Speed, can cover, pretty well. But I just like his tenacity, the toughness that he has. You know what I mean, and the way he plays. So and so the state of our defense, I think we covered a lot of those spots. When you get to looking at our defense, I think we covered a lot of those spots there, and I'm okay with that, and I'm cool with that. And when I look around, I'm like, okay, that everything is set up perfectly. We still got our edge rushers. We got some depth on the now. Now we move over to the offensive side of the ball under Arthur Smith, first year head coach. We know his record as a head coach down there in Atlanta. We've seen his record as a head coach down there in Tennessee. You get to saying, well, sometimes people cannot delegate that, you know. Sometimes people, when you delegate things off as being a head coach, and you say, yeah, I'm trusting you to take over this offense, and you're offensive minded guy, and you're trying to run a whole team. Sometimes people can't do that. They overwhelm themselves. Maybe this is the spot he's supposed to be in until he really gets it down. And being in a organized organization such as Pittsburgh, Arthur Smith may shine. And it's too early to really tell. I think he'll do well though. He usually does. I think he'll do well there because you're required to come into Pittsburgh, and when you're playing for our franchise, for the Pittsburgh Steelers, you're required to come in there, and this is everywhere throughout the pros. It's just a different standard when you're dealing with the Steelers. It really is. And it always has been. If you want to get paid, this is what you need to do. You need to not only show up during game time, but you need to show up in shape. You need to show up at the required weight. There's a lot of guidelines that a lot of people do not know about it. You know what I mean? You can't show up out of shape when you're getting tested, your physicals and all of that. Everything better be clear. We don't mess around. We'll pay you if you're doing everything that you need to do. And that's just how it is. That's even how we're raised around that area. You better be, if you're doing everything you're doing, how can I deny you of anything? How can I say no to you? If you're doing everything you're doing for me and putting in all the work that you need to put in, how can I say no to you? So I was a no-brainer with TJ Watt. TJ Watt has always came in there, had his head down, never heard nothing about him outside of football. Came in there, put in the work in the gym, off season training. Great family dude, great dude to be around. Period. Even when I met TJ, great dude. Um, and no brainer, paid him just like that. You get paid like that, and that's how that happens. You can have a personality and all of that. We don't care. We don't too much care about that. See, a lot of people say, "Oh, you're not a TikToker." No, we don't care about that. They don't care. We don't care about that. But if you go on TikTok, then you damn sure better show up. Because there's a lot of fans that's gonna be like, because that's how we rock. Like, if you're gonna talk about it, you better be about it. So we don't like that. You want to play the victim. Oh, then ain't no excuses. You want TikTok before the game, you better get busy. Cause you here. You ain't nowhere else where we gonna let that slide. See, we don't let that slide in the Burgh. In the Burgh, we don't let none of that slide. You ain't let none of that bullshit slide in Pittsburgh. You better put it to work. I don't care if you we don't care if you players is in a locker room TikToking. They better come out there and smack that other team. Cause if not, we gonna talk stuff about it. And so is everybody else. And we're probably not gonna get back on it. because you did something so wild. You know what I'm saying? So that's just how it is. That's just how we rock out there in Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania sports is some of the wildest fans. You know, they say Philly fans they different from us. However that may go. They say we settle for mediocre in Pittsburgh. No, we don't. No, we don't. Meritocracy. We don't settle for that. That's what who says that? We don't want our team. We not mad with having a 9-7 record because we could be trash like everybody else. But we one thing that everybody understood in Pittsburgh is that, and every Steeler fan know is like, yeah, we love it when our team win, but we knew when we let Ben go, like we ain't got no quarterback. We seen Noodle Arm Pickett. We like, oh, he got a noodle for real. Like, what we gonna do? We knew when Ben was gone. We knew when a lot of players was out of there. You know what I'm saying? When they wouldn't pay Le'Veon for certain things because he wanted to smoke and this and that and that and this, and you know what I'm saying, wasn't professional enough about smoking his bud and all that. Like we don't like if that's what you want to do, you a grown man. But you got thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars. Like you tell me there ain't no way for you to come up and piss clean though, dog. Like you want to come piss dirty. Like you like come on, like you're gonna get franchise tag for shit like that in Pittsburgh. That's just what it is. You can't like come on. Like they expect you to be professional. Like you're dealing with the Roonies. Like the Roonies is the was one of the most gangsters families out there. Period. Like we not talking about no scrubs. Like that's the thing. Like see the people who own our franchise ain't no suckers. Like they official. The Roonies is official. They might know soft Irish. You know the Irish. They, your last name mean everything, and that's what we breed in Pittsburgh. When you come to Pittsburgh, you got a name on the back of your jersey. You better be representing yourself, and not only that, but that Steeler patch on your chest because we don't play that. That's how the Irish, and that's how it is. Your last name is everything. That's just how it is, bro. Come on, man. There's a lot of that culture around there in Pittsburgh. Come on, man. Talk with me. Let's go. So you come there, come legit, be professional, be a professional. And I believe that's why, and that's why I believe without a doubt, without in my head that Justin fit, and that's why we're like, pick it, you saw. But we should have been known that from the gate. Like, why didn't we see this from the gate? You know what I mean? Because he knew how to roll around Pittsburgh. He been in Pittsburgh. He spent his college years in Pittsburgh, so he knew how to roll around her. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? He knew how to move around. Probably was friends with one of the Rooney's grandkids or somebody like that, or whatever else. And we thought he was all right, and we didn't really see that side up until we brought some competition. Then he started. We like, oh, all right, you gotta go. Like you not even our type. You not even our breed, homeboy. Like, come on, like you showing a whole different kind of side. Much respect to him, and I hope that he, and I just was saying that he wasn't our quarterback. He's just not our guy, and I felt that there was just something about him to me where I was just like he's going to do good things, and he's a good court, but he's just not our type of guy. You know what I mean? And no, with all the jokes about people personal business and whatever else went on. I don't agree with what happened with Ben 100%, but I'm not trying to be fun, but he was tough. He was tough. That is who we are out there. You dig? Um, and I think that Justin Fields is just perfect for our situation. Russell Wilson, he came out there, he was like Pittsburgh, like this little, out west Pennsylvania, Western Pennsylvania country, they call us country or whatever. Like he got out there and was like, oh, okay, okay, all right, I kind of rock with this a little bit. All right, this is cool. You know what I mean? Ain't no saw, okay. But met the Roonies, they was like, oh yeah. Oh yeah, they official. You know what I mean? Like anybody that meet them, you won't know. But back to what I was talking about. I don't want to. Sometimes I do that, and I only had to address the people who were talking about we like being okay in Pittsburgh. We don't, man. We're winners at heart. but we also are realistic too when it come down to it, and we just not gonna be like, believe me, there was so many people a couple years ago that was already calling for Mike Tomlin's job. But the thing is the Rooney see what everybody else in the NFL see. People want to play for Mike Tomlin. Our teams have been average. Our teams have been average. He gets the best up out of people who are really just call it what it is. They're professionals, but they're not superstar professionals. They're not star professionals. They're just professionals. They're professionals. They got the measurables. They got the speed. They can get the job done. We gotta develop them, and we gotta do this, and we gotta do that. You know what I mean? But we're just just the average professional player. We not no stars and superstars. Now we got names. We got a superstar quarterback, Russell Wilson. You know what I'm saying? We gotta say what you want about him. He's definitely a superstar. He's definitely known. He's definitely with a superstar wife. That you know what I mean? Come on, like that's what he is. Got another star, another superstar in the making behind him, and Justin Fields. Got it. You know what I mean? Cordell Patterson was a star down there in Atlanta. Let's not forget that because he was doing everything before Debo Samuels. Um, Quez Watkins is a decent guy that can get it done, you know, on the offensive side of the ball. Like Van Jefferson, he's reliable. He gets it done. We got some route runners. Calvin Austin gonna take the top off. Cordell Patterson probably still got a jump step or two. So we was like, all right, he might, and Quez can get it done. And George Pickens just got the whole package. I hope that George just, you know what I mean? I don't even want him to tailor it down a little bit because at some point there got to be some Steeler fans who accept George as George. You got to accept George Pickens as George Pickens. You got to have that dog mentality at wide receiver nowadays. You got to. There is some guys at DB right now who are nasty. Who are nasty. Like, but we so used to Hines Ward get just smiling all the time. Like, I think that George is that kind of guy, but he's just a dog mentality at wide receiver. Like you're not getting this ball, and I think he's definitely going to be one of the best receivers in the NFL for years to come. Like because that's how he is. You can tell that's his mentality. George Pickens' mentality is when I'm by when that ball's near me, I'm getting it. You're not getting it, and we need that. We need that attitude. And sooner or later, people will start warming up to him. They had a little bit to do with Kenny Pickett or whatever was going on, but obviously it was him. It was Kenny. Um, and that's just call it what it is. You know what I'm saying? Let's just call it what it is. All right. Um, the only concern I had was with our offensive line, and the only reason that being because three of our reliable, we're gonna have to rely on our rookies to get it done. Mason McCormick, Zach Frazier, and Troy. We're gonna have to rely on them to provide some depth on our offensive line. Believe it or not, we just didn't go grab those guys that had those guys sitting on a bench behind anybody. We grabbed those guys to plug and play. Because we're going to go hard. We're going to go hard, without a doubt, we're gonna pound a rock. That's number one. We're gonna pound a rock. Jalen Warren, he's about to go off this year. Jalen Warren is definitely going off this year. I'm telling y'all that right now. Jalen Warren is about to have a Pro Bowl type of season for the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm telling y'all that right now. And has it ever been done to have two running backs on a one roster to go for 1,000? I don't know. I'm just saying because if you think about it, I know Jalen about to get that close to it. And with that being said, Najee Harris, he got to show us something because once you can't, and they get along great. Najee Harris and Jalen Warren, they get along great as far as competition wise. They feed off each other. Our running back room is getting along for now. For now. And that's great. But the thing is, the culture up there in Pittsburgh is competition. But they have to know, and I hope that, and it almost seems like he realizes this. Jalen Warren is the first guy I think that realizes that you need more than one running back in the NFL. He cannot carry that whole. load for years and years by himself. In that, like, look at what happened to, for example, Ezekiel Elliott. He could not carry that load by himself. He should have never had to. He was doing it, but as a running back, you gotta have another guy. You're taking too much hits. You're taking a pounding. Pause. No Diddy. Like no, like you really are. You're getting hit a lot, taking a lot of impact at running back because you got guys like Patrick Queen hitting you every play, every play. Big old Cameron Hayward's jumping on you. You know what I mean? Like that. Like, could y'all imagine that? Could, like, just think about that, y'all, right now out there. Just, I want everybody out there who's listening to the sound of my voice or watching me right now. Think about you getting the ball 15 times, 10 to 15 times in a game and getting hit by a Patrick Queen or a Cameron Hayward 2 or 3 times out of the 15. You don't think them 3 times Cameron Hayward fell on you was enough to just, you know what I mean? You after the game be like, oh, I ain't even feel that good. Your drilling pump it after the game. You like, dang, let me go get a massage real quick. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like these guys go through excruciating pain. They go through pain, bro. No pain, no gain. They go through it. And he's one of, like, and I don't know because I really never, seen interviews with running backs talk about that, but I've actually, had a conversation with Jalen Warren. I will not put our conversation out there. Great guy. That's all I gotta say. Dope dude. Um, and shout out to Jalen Warren. Hopefully I can get him up on her one time and we can rap, before he becomes a superstar. Cause he's about to do that this year, Pro Bowl season. But man, I've never really seen somebody say, notice that you need more than one running back. Teams know that you need more than one running back. And I think that's why they try to pay running backs accordingly. But unless you have a back, it's hard for me to say because it's like to each your own. If you a ground and pound kind of team, to where I think you're going to need like for instance what Harbaugh's about to do out there and with the Chargers, he's going to need 2 backs. So if you're going to play for the Chargers, I think you should go into that situation or somebody knowing that if you're not that good at receiving them, but everybody could catch the ball at the backfield now. Obviously, that's like a given. You got to be able to do that, but just know that you got to have a counterpart. But that first contract you get, of course, you want it to be fat. But if you really want to get a big payday, you're going to have to be a CMC. Like Christian McCaffrey is the right now, hands down, to me, like without a doubt, I mean, not only just statistically, y'all, just the way he plays, the way he prepares for the game, his professionalism of it. He is the prototype. He is right now, y'all, our generation back. He is the guy right now in the backfield. He is period point blank. There's no like there's others that's creeping there, you know what I'm saying? That's creeping. I like Miami's backs. I like A-Chain and them out. I think they're close. They can be getting there in a couple of years, but CMC, he can catch, he can line up in a slot, he can run between the tackles. He's tough, relentless. I mean, like you just do, and I think Jalen Warren is all those things. I think Jalen Warren is all those things. And I'm for real. I really do believe that. But the only go back to the question mark. What is our offensive line going to do? It is up to our offensive line, y'all. Like I'm gonna be real, Pittsburgh Steelers fans. I said 11-6. It is literally up to our offensive line. Rather we go to the playoffs, Super Bowl, whatever. Our offensive line. I mean, that's every team, right? That's really every team. But really, y'all, that's all we need this year. Like we have sat back and waited and not made the playoffs for all these years. People talk. We don't get into that hype. See, we don't get caught up in that media hype in Pittsburgh. We don't, and that's one thing that a lot of fans do. And I'm glad that The Steelers fans raising your families, we've done a great job with that because even the young Steeler fans are noticing. And I hope that y'all not out there getting impatient and getting caught up in this media. Oh, we need a new we need a new head coach. No, we don't. No, we don't. It takes time. When you're on top and then you start losing and then your team start and everybody starts spreading. Now you got to start rebuilding. We were rebuilding. We won the Super Bowl '09 in '09, right? And 2024. It's been years. It's been years, right? Since we've been in there. Since we even been into a play, really, advanced in the playoffs, but we still been having winning records. Why? We were rebuilding. That's why you get a Robert Spillane in the rebuilding mode while we're still rebuilding. Robert Spillane, somebody we developed in Pittsburgh, goes to the Las Vegas Raiders and becomes an immediate star upon that defense, an impact player on that defense. A Bud Dupree goes to Tennessee, becomes an impact player. Why we are rebuilding through these years. That's what happens. Like you're gonna be at then and then you gotta go through a rebuild mode. Might this be Buffalo's rebuild mode? We don't know. We don't know. We really don't know because athletes are, I'm gonna be honest, athletes are coming out of college a lot more prepared. But then again, there is a lot of guys that just are raw talent in college, go to the NFL and they struggle knowing the playbooks, knowing plays, their assignments, their gaps, how to and whatever else they got by in college because they were beside a superstar defense three technique at defensive end. So now in the pros it shows up like, wow, I thought he was really him. You know what I mean? Like nobody expected Michael Parsons to do what Michael Parsons did at the Dallas Cowboys to the NFL. We didn't expect, like, let's just be honest, nobody expected that. And if maybe there was the ones who are very, very close to him did because they believe in him that much. But back to what I'm saying, we were rebuilding, but now we are really there. We are right there. And it's really up to our trenches. And that's why I like what we got going on. We know the defensive side of the ball is going to take care of it. We know the defense is going to do the defense. I believe in our O line. We didn't go get no losing O line either. Mason McCormick at South Dakota State. You go look up what South Dakota State did last year and what Mason McCormick did last year. He ain't come from the losing tradition. He ain't used to losing. So he ready to come in the NFL, put in that work. He ready to come there and he ready to win in Pittsburgh. Troy, he just lost a national championship in Washington. He know how it feel. He want to get back to that game. He ain't with it. Zach Frazier, West Virginia. They had a good year last year. Like we not getting no, you know what I mean? Like, come on. And then we went and grabbed that Peyton Wilson out in North Carolina State. I believe he's going to translate into something good. I didn't even talk about our rookie Roman Wilson for Michigan. A lot. He was an impact player for that for on Michigan. He really was. And I even think Logan Lee, the defensive end from Iowa, like you like defensive end from Iowa. Yeah, Iowa's defense was they were pretty much on the field a lot. When they went to go play against good opponents, their offense kept going a three and out, three and out, and their defense played like us. They pretty much were like our team last year. The defense was on the field so much that's what it was. But then we even snuck in there and got a defensive back from Texas. Like how we end up with Ryan Watts from Texas? Like how did that happen? Because defense went so late off the board. Like that's crazy. Like we got some dogs, and not that everybody else didn't, but we that fit our scheme and fit what we're doing. We're going to have a good year. I'm excited for it, y'all. I hope that y'all are. Um, but I still think that 11-6 that gives us a comfortability. I think that with the way our schedule is right now, I'm more focused on winning our division than anything, than anything else. Like to be honest, like once we win a division, nothing else really to me is like I don't know. To me, and I guess that's everybody though. That's how every fan feels. Our division is the toughest, but really, you gotta put some respect on the AFC North, dog. You got to, dog. I don't. You gotta put some respect on that because even when the Bengals is trash, like they still might come out there and put it and give you a L. Even when the Browns was like the Browns were still gonna play. You can't go and play in the Browns and think they gonna just roll over, especially if you're going to Cleveland. They ain't just gonna roll over for you. But now you really gotta put some respect on that. Like they're really saying that the AFC North really this year, like all four teams could possibly be in the playoffs. And they talk about the East, and I know the AFC East. No, I think the Patriots. Well, yeah, the Patriots. In my opinion, that the Patriots knocked that way down, and the Bills are questionable this year. I hate to say that because I like Josh Allen and what they doing, but they're questionable. The Jets, well, Aaron Rodgers, he want to go on ayahuasca trees. He like tripping and getting bud high and all that. And then that's good for us, whatever else. I think when he get to playing these AFC defenses, he gonna get hit so hard one of these times. I think he gonna think somebody a candy bar or something. I don't know. He be on that shit. Ah, he be on it. But yeah, man. We in good shape, y'all. Pittsburgh for Steelers fans, we are in good shape. We are. Um, just be patient, and that's how we are, and we was. And we don't get caught up in our media hype that y'all try to get us to catch up and get caught up in with us. And now we want to switch head coach. No, we don't. We are good right where we are. We know where we are right now, and I believe that we're going to have a fantastic season. But focusing on the division is the biggest thing, hand that task because we got some, even Deshaun Watson, wanting to do whatever he does the way he do it. He's still, a good quarterback. He's still a good quarterback, right? He can easily, turn into a top 10 quarterback in the NFL without a doubt. Deshaun Watson can. Um, Lamar Jackson can be a top 10 quarterback in the NFL, without a doubt. Joe Burrow. Some people put him in the top 5 in the NFL. Joe Burrow. You know what I mean? Um, look at it. Russell Wilson. Some people are arguing top 10 NFL. Look at what we got going on. Justin Fields, to me, he told me he is definitely going to be that guy. He's going to do it. He's going to take out Patrick Mahomes. I'm telling you, he's going to be the Mahomes killer. I'm telling you guys. I'm telling y'all right now. I said it again. I'm gonna keep on saying it. I'm gonna stand on that. He will take him out. He will do it. But I mean, look, I mean, and that's what I'm saying. Like, so when you really look at our division is top task. Once we get through our division, who else? Who else? Let's be honest. Who else? The Chiefs are the one that they're trying to rebuild as best as they can, but they got so much turmoil going over there. That organization is so loose. I don't even know what's going on over there. They racing like that's stuff that don't happen over here, because they're winning. Yeah, you got Taylor Swift and all that over there, but like he can't. Travis Kelsey can't keep playing for too much longer. He can't keep playing for too much longer. So they better. That's who they need to find as another tight end, because that's who Mahomes likes is his tight ends. But other than that, like you really look around, and I'm trying to take my fan glasses off, and I'm trying my best to really look around and say who really is going, who could get, and only people I could think of is in our division. That's why I say winning our division is the most important thing. Whoever ends up number one and number two in our division, AFC North this year, is going all the way, bro. Whoever, we will. That's going to determine number one and number two team, whether that be us or whoever else. But there's going to be a battle for the AFC North. Buckle up, talk your ish. But I think we in good shape, Steelers fans. And I can't wait to keep talking more Steelers, but I'll be back with some more updates and keep y'all updated on the Pittsburgh Steelers, I guess. Cause I gotta keep talking my Steelers, man. But hey, before I go real quick, y'all make sure that y'all follow me or go to Apple Podcasts, look up Sports with Truck and Chubby. That's TruckBBzy. Leave me a review. Give me a good review, some stars. You know, help a brother out. The more attractive y'all make me look to advertisers, the faster I can move up. The more I can appreciate my co-host, Shad, that does a wonderful job on a fan's point of view. That by the way, we're going live this Saturday, 6:30 p.m. It's Friday, then Saturday, the way we rotate. But make sure that y'all there 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, live on YouTube, Facebook, and on X, if you have either one. And then I'll be dropping a pod. If not, if you can't catch us live, I'll drop the pod on Apple, Amazon. I believe it's in Samsung. I believe so. We're everywhere. Deezer. I'm everywhere right now on all of them. Tune in. Whatever you got, I'm on all platforms. Sports with Truck and Chubby. Leave me a review. 5-star rating. I appreciate it. Thank y'all for tuning in. Until the next time, folks, man. Y'all out there. Here we go.
Want to see Truck and Chubby live with co-host Shad? Tune in at Fans Point of View, Saturday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 3:30 p.m. Pacific Time. But in the meantime, in between time, enjoy the content. Don't forget to hit your notification bell for all updates. Thank you for watching.